a single action can make a difference in the community, and a collective action can greatly impact the world. Our team works tirelessly each day to bring the change for a better good.
We would like to start by wholeheartedly welcoming our guest speakers for today.
Our first panelist is Ms. Vijayalakshmi Davuluri. Vijayalakshmi has done her bachelor's in mass communication and journalism from Bhavan's Vivekanand Degree College. She is the former president of Street Call
Inviting me, and it's my pleasure to be a part of this and looking forward for a great session.
Thank you.
So are we. Thank you so much for joining in.
So, our next honorary guest is Miss Tanvi Sharma. Tanvi has done her bachelor's in law from University Institute of Laws, PURC, Ludhiana, Punjab University. Along with that, she is an artist, public speaker, and a social worker at Change My Life Foundation. She is also an advisor for Ludhiana News. We are glad to have you, Tanvi.
Once again, from the behalf of me and my team, I thank you both for joining in and giving us your valuable time.
As we know, today's seminar is in regards with International Volunteer Day for Economic and Social Development, a day dedicated by United Nations since 1985. This year's theme is Together We Can Through Volunteering. A salute and thanks to all the volunteers who have helped throughout these tough times of COVID-19 pandemic.
Now, in the light of the topic, we will request our guest panel to enlighten us further. I'll request both of you to say a few words on the topic. We'll start with Ms. Vijay Lakshmi.
Um, regular basis. So working for the society or doing our bit to the society is not a task. I think it is a part of ourselves, and I believe in like doing this is just a daily routine. And again, if when we talk about social entrepreneurship, these days I appreciate. I mean, I do appreciate, and I'm no one to appreciate though. But then I would love to like know that a lot of multinational companies to everyone, like we can say Deloitte, we can say Byju's, we can say TCS, everyone are working on some or the other thing towards the society and contributing their part. And that is a beautiful part because it has to be established everywhere to ensure there's equality. And I believe equality is only possible when we support each other, and we should be there for each other. So in that way, it's going to be like amazing. And this is a very serious topic to discuss upon because we as students, I mean, you as students, and all of us should discuss and should understand the root cause or like what exactly can be done to ensure things are going better, and what exactly is the topic, because a lot of us might just know a social entrepreneur, like just googling, like we can just google it and it might show us it's an activity by people who are working, or it's just helping to uplift some villages or some people or some sectors by the people who are in the working sector. So it's not exactly that. It is about ensuring there is a proper range of development, and there is a proper, I mean, I would just say it is working towards an equality and a equal range of being in a society where there are a lot of people who are in need, and we should just help them in the way we can, because in this world where we all are busy in our life, it is something we should understand and just see what we can do from our bit. So I just believe this is a beautiful to discuss upon, and looking forward to like discuss with all of you because to know your views.
Beautiful words, Vijay Lakshmi. Thank you so much. Now I'll request Ms. Tanvi to share her opinions as well.
Hello, everyone. I hope you can hear me.
Yes, we can.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. This is Tanvi Sharma. I am a budding lawyer. Actually, I'll be an official lawyer within a few days. And that has to reach a lot of masses, because everybody talks about helping others. I want to help needy people, and very less people actually do it, because it requires efforts, it requires thinking, it requires working on it. It does not require just speaking and talking about it. It requires a lot of work that has to go in it to decide to do your. So basically, today's topic, that is social entrepreneurship. First of all, I think we all know what actually is social entrepreneurship. Social entrepreneurship means to use your business to help socially, culturally, or economically. And there are a lot of people in India who have done a commendable job. We, as young people who have a lot of capability, who have a lot of skill, who have a lot of creativity, can actually take risks and can actually get into social entrepreneurship. Because will not do it, then who is going to do it? So the main purpose of today's talk from my side is going to be just a motivation and encouragement to all of you to
Because I'm someone, if somebody is like that, I'll just go. And so I just went there to the person. They were more concerned about, it might sound very silly, but they were more concerned. It might sound, it's not silly, maybe particular person. Things are important for different people. Some things, pets are important to someone, someone's body is important, someone's fitness, someone's hair. So that person is so much concerned about the hair. And back then, I used to love my hair. I was a girly kid. Like, I used to love getting up, dressing up myself, and all. But then when I saw that person, it moved me. So I felt like, okay, fine. So a person is not fine because he's poor. I mean, that person was due to the hair loss and all. She or he lost the confidence. So, and then I have decided, okay, I have to do something for it. Then again, when I joined my degree, this happened when I was in 10th, and then I joined degree. uh, we had this pandemic situation. Before pandemic also, we had a lot of issues to deal with. So this person, the model or the actor who was just a part of it, realized that he or she should do her bit. Then I mean, let me just say it's she started working with the cancer patients. She went to slums. She started helping the kids by her earnings. Like, she used to give medicine, she used to take care of them, she used to teach them. I used to just go with her, random discussion, and just started to work with her. And then when I went to slum, I just realized there are a lot of situations where we can do our bit. Like, she used to give mobile phones, she used to go to each and every house, even though she was economically fine. But then she used to go to each and every house in her the used mobile phones or something they're not using, and then used to go repair, and then she used to go and give it to the kids. She gave more than 100 plus tablets to that locality, to that kids, to just ensure that they're learning something out of the tablet. And she used to spend time every day or every week and mentor them. That moved me so much, because she knew that she's not going to stay alive for a long time. She's going to pass away in the next 1 year or 2 years. But still, she tried her level best and she did it. And I have never seen a beautiful person like her, because I don't know if somebody can do so much after knowing that, if some of us or anyone, even if it's me, who has, like, you have 100 days to live or 200 days to live, I would be like, I would go to Swiss, I would buy a car, I would do my hairstyling, I would buy H&M clothes, Zara clothes, I would do a birthday party, I would do farmhouse party, I want to meet all my friends. But that person was so selfless. She knew that she would stay for a year, but still she went. She was weak. She never told what she's going through. She never told what she felt. She went to each and every house. When I asked her, why do you want to do this? Why don't we go to a farmhouse and let's do party and all? She's like, I'm more happy when I see kids growing, kids learning something, or before I pass away, I have to do something for them. If at least one person is getting something out of whatever I'm doing, that's more than enough. And I'm very proud. I gave my level best working with her. And then one of the student from the slum topped 10th class in the district level. And that's all. That news I wish she could have known, because by that time she passed away. and that's something that moved me so much. And when I got into my degree college, I had Street Cause NGO, the largest student run NGO in Hyderabad, and I was just seeing their work. I just got into the Hyderabad Youth Assembly. They're doing a tremendous job. They don't work on like a small projects, they just work on permanent projects, permanent impact. And I felt permanent impact will also make a lot of difference, because it is now in this society there are a lot of people who are working for temporary projects. So NGO which is working for permanent projects would like really help the society. That's why I came into it. And once I get into something, I just go crazy, and I did. And then remembering her, I just wanted to add a note, because all the girls are boys here. I just don't want to say that I'm great, but then my hair is like it's growing, but I chopped my hair because of the memory of her, that there is nothing selfless. I love my hair. I'm obsessed with my hair, but then I gave it because I felt like this is okay. Such a beautiful soul could do everything in her last stage, but me, I can also do my bit. And she literally didn't leave her a penny of her savings to her parents or her family. She donated everything to a slum, and that's what moved me, and that's why I am here. I am talking. I am inspired by that person. So that's all. It was lengthy, but then I just wanted all of you to know.
A very beautiful story indeed. It's really heart touching. A very beautiful story indeed. It's really heart touching.
Thank you so much.
Now I'll request Ms. Tanvi to share her
I think to volunteer, you need to feel really blessed that you are in such a situation that you can help others and you can be useful to others. And for me, my volunteering journey started way back when I was little. I was a kid. I think I was in fifth or sixth when I used to I was going around with my parents, and when I just used to see somebody begging and someone, homeless, lying down on the floor and sleeping on the road. And at that point of time only, I used to be really I used to feel sad. I used to be really helpless would be the word. That what can I do for these people? I'm just in fifth or sixth or seventh. I'm just a kid. What is it that I can do to help them? And yeah, of course my parents did their bit. And as a kid, they showed me, yeah, yeah, we are doing it, we are helping them, giving little bit money, giving a blanket to somebody. This is how it started. But actually, yes, having empathy is one thing that made me come into the field of volunteering. Inspired me to volunteer was actually people around who are not doing it. The people who can actually do it and are not doing it, the people who can actually give their bit and are not giving it, they are my number one inspiration for actually doing it. Because if you have got lucky life, you've got a comfortable life, you've got basic needs in your life, that means you are well off enough, you are rich enough. Richness does not come with money. Richness is you're having food on your table. Richness is you're having a house. Richness is you're having your family. Richness is you are able to lead a comfortable, healthy life. That is richness. And if you have that richness, you can definitely help others. You can get into that field. You can volunteer. You don't need a huge amount of money. You don't need a huge amount of group. You can do it very well individually. You just need to have that feeling that I have to do it. So this was one thing that led me into volunteering and helping others, and just be there for anybody that needs me.
Thank you for answering. And just before moving on, I want all of us to just welcome our co-convener, ma'am, Ritika ma'am, for joining us today. Thank you so much, ma'am. And moving on, so the next question is uh, to both of you. Did you engage yourself in some form of social work during the pandemic? If yes, then how was your experience?
eat or just cook or something. So we have adopted more than 15 plus slum areas with my team and all. Everything was digital, obviously, but then adoption is something, a big basket or something we used to ensure that one person used to go to the police station and take permissions. And I myself went to a lot of slum areas alone because I didn't wanted the volunteers to be in risk. So we collected the food, we gave them every 15 days, we used to have a check on them. We just gave them a small mobile phone, like just to contact them. And then it was very difficult because initially we had this fear. We never knew who have coronavirus or who doesn't. So it was difficult managing the house because having small children in our house or aged grandparents, it is difficult. But then I was involved with the slums, a lot of slums in Hyderabad, because migrant workers needed us because they cannot go back, they cannot stay, they have nothing to be here. So I think that was one thing I was completely involved in. Until May ending, we were helping them, and still till date, we are helping them because the slum or the migrant workers or the workers, daily wage workers, need us in this pandemic situation. Maybe for the next 6 7 months, also, they definitely need someone's help because nothing is going to start. And even if it starts, it will affect them too. Coronavirus is not only for people who are staying home, it is also for anyone and everyone. So that's the reason I was a part of this during the pandemic, and the experience was like it was the most beautiful thing I have ever done because helping them and looking, they have this feeling of gratitude, but then I had a feeling of satisfaction where because there are more than 100 plus 200 families in each slum area, and helping them wasn't easy because pandemic, collecting funds, doing something for them, ensuring they're fine is difficult. And I'm like really happy we just took care of everyone and no slum is affected by coronavirus till now. So that is another thing which we tried our level best to do. So yeah, so this was my experience with pandemic, and pandemic gave us a lot. It gave us a new normal, to be honest.
Beautiful, beautiful story. Actually, the way you help migrant workers really touched my heart. It was really nice. Thank you so much for helping them. Now
Definitely.
I'll ask Tanvi. Please share
Yeah.
your experience
So,
as well.
when this coronavirus thing started, pandemic started, I think we all were for once in a shock that something like this has never happened, and we have never experienced something like this ever. For at least, I think, 3 months, there was a complete lockdown. There was no single car on roads. Everything was closed. Everything just stopped. The world stopped for those moments. Yes, definitely, migrants were the one who suffered the most. For sure, they suffered the most. And for me, my bit was actually I organized a donation drive in our city, and the problem that we faced was a lot of people could not go out together. So if I was to collect food and other donation stuff from others, we could not go in teams, and so I had to do it individually. I had to divide timings to my friends and my group, for this, from this much to this much you need to go and collect stuff. And the people that we helped were those people who were working as home helpers, drivers, gardeners, those people who were actually connected to us, and they could not get their jobs. They were not able to come to their jobs and work. They were not able to get their daily wages, which is very important to them. So what I planned was, my planning was as such that every friend of mine, contact them, and I ask them to help their own house helpers. That was how it started. I wanted to make it like a chain. One person will say to one person, then the other, then the other, then the other. Because the maids or the house helpers, actually, I don't like to call them maids. I'll definitely call them house helpers only. They had to leave. They had to leave. They had to go because every day coming from their home was not safe for us, for them. So they had to leave their job. But one beautiful thing that I noticed, a lot of families did not stop paying them. That was something really nice that I noticed. There were a lot of families that did not stop paying them, even if they were not coming for work, even if they were not working for them at that time. That was something we witnessed. And the donation drive that we held was a big success because with proper organization and planning, we could actually donate a lot of stuff, not only food, basic necessities, clothes, anything, groceries. All of this stuff was very easily transported to their places, their areas, medicines. So what and actually in all of this process, social media played a very huge role, because obviously we could not go out, and it's on you how you use social media. It is a big boon. It's necessarily not a bane. So that is one thing that helped a lot in pandemic, especially to create awareness, to organize such donation drives, to organize help for others. So this is what that was my role in pandemic. My donation drive was a very good success, and the social media and other people from the city helped me a lot. And this is how even they were inspired to help others. And there were a lot of families who were not paying to their maids and drivers and gardeners and all of them, and they actually started doing it. So that is one big success, I think, was of this donation drive.
Congratulations on that, and I'm really happy it worked out. So also I'll request all of our attendees that if you have any other question, then please write it in the chat box and we'll ask them. And I'll start with the next question. This is, how do you think volunteering has changed during the pandemic, and what is it going to be like post COVID? I'll start with Vijay Lakshmi and then Miss Tanvi will follow. I guess there's some internet issue happening with Vijay Lakshmi. So, Miss Tanvi, can you please start this,
Can you
answer this
please
question?
repeat your question
Yeah,
once?
yeah. Yes, yes. How do you think volunteering has changed during the pandemic, and what is it going to be like in post-COVID era?
Right. As I said, the role of social media. The volunteering that has changed during pandemic is that obviously we could not go out. Obviously we could not roam around in our houses. So the news, raising the awareness, social media played a huge role, and the change that in volunteering has happened during pandemic is this only, that there was a time, I'll tell you, there was a time when people used to go and donate, and what they used to do is just to make a social image, they used to click a picture giving whatever they are donating, giving a blanket or whatever, that they used to just click a picture and post on their social media, and then not bothering what other person, or what the person that you have given donated to is actually going through, listening to that person. No. Uh, that was the role of social media for a lot of people before. According to me, yeah, post your pictures, yes, inspire others, yes, do it, but not when the other person is not comfortable. There are a lot of times I have seen that the needy and the poor are so embarrassed by this thing, that people go and then they, donate and then click pictures, and then, they're taking selfies and all of that. And they feel so embarrassed because they have not asked you for it. First of all, you are going and donating it for your own, from your own kindness. And then you're making the other person feel really embarrassed, which is of no use. Your help is of no use if they are their situation because of this thing. So yeah, the role of social media has actually changed. Now what is happening now? There are farmer protests going on in our country. We all know that the
Yes, yes, of
farm,
course.
right? The farmer protests. You will see the mainstream media. Nobody's actually following. The social media is playing the role. The local news media is playing the role, and that is how volunteering is also changed. Volunteering has also become a huge thing and a better thing, that the social media is doing. Now, the farmer protest, whatever donation drives are happening, whatever people want to send there, they are doing it through social media. There is no mainstream media that is showing that you want to donate something, call us, give us a missed call. There's nothing. Everything is on social media. Everything is on Instagram. There are so many pages who have asked for donations, those who have asked Okay, just send us the stuff, they send us the medicine, and we'll, transport it to there. So the thing that pandemic has changed is it has increased the role of internet, and especially in spreading news, in raising the awareness. This is how there's a change that has swiftly happened in pandemic. And I think post pandemic also, social media will play a good role if you let it play a good role. Like I said, don't embarrass needy, don't just go for a picture's sake, don't just go for a selfie sake. Do it actually by your heart. Do it actually if the other person is comfortable, inspire others, and then just volunteer, and then just work. That's it.
I firmly agree with your point, Tanvi, about the social media and the picture clicking thing. To share her views.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. There was some network issue, but yeah, honestly, I would explain it so beautifully. So I don't think there is much difference post by a person going somewhere. Now it's everything is digital because there are not schools, there are no, I mean, we cannot visit the orphanages because we cannot visit the old age home. So volunteering has changed digitally, but then the essence of I mean, we working on something, or we showing an interest to work something has been as the same. But maybe post COVID, people might understand that beyond social media or beyond all of this that's focused, or beyond our beautiful selfies, or beyond everything, there is something that we can work upon. And in this pandemic, staying at home, having nothing to go out, nothing to do, keep saving our pocket money or something, would actually, like, people realized through social media or media channels that there are people who are in need and we can actually help them. So that might make a lot of difference, and youngsters, youth, everyone will start thinking about the things that they might be losing all this while. We never had things like, oh, if I have a pocket money, I used to, let's go to a movie or something. But this time, maybe when they see or say, donate rupee, 1 rupee for a plan, donate 1 rupee for this organization, they might actually think about it rather than just being like, okay, it might be fake. No, definitely give the bit as 1 rupee or 2 rupee, because they've seen this pandemic situations where a lot of people are suffering, and social media really helped us to, like, know that there are some localities where they need help. And maybe that's one thing post COVID might happen. And during the COVID, it became digital, and the focus has been more on people who really need some help. So that's those are the two things, and I think Tanvi explained it better. So yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you both for your wonderful answer. People with resources can do needed social betterment. So, uh, Tanvi, you can go first, and then followed by Vijayalakshmi.
All right. As I said, empathy plays a huge role. Empathy plays a huge role. I have seen people who are really well off and they do nothing, and I don't think there are people who are so rich, monetary wise, and they're doing their bit in social work. I've seen lesser of them. Though the middle class people, those who are not very well off in monetary basis, actually have a lot of empathy and kindness. There's a हिंदी saying कि शहर में इंसान रहते हैं और there's a Hindi saying, and that is very true. I have seen people from villages who are very poor doing their bit and doing their help in social work more than the people who live in cities. That is यहाँ इंसान रहते हैं. This is this is something really sad, because if God, universe, or your hard work has blessed you with resources, you should actually utilize them in a very kind and helpful manner. Now, resources can be monetary, resources can be, materialistic, your links. It's not important that you have to step up. It's not important that you have to, give your money or give your material to somebody. If you know someone who you think is capable of doing it, who you think is kind enough to doing it, Even that is a big help for me. I think that is also a big help for me, because there are sometimes people, and if you're giving us, you're passing that message that there is someone, right person is getting that message and working upon it, it is a really good thing. So the people, those who have resources, should definitely go ahead. There are people who are very poor and still helping others. I'll give you one example. I saw a video. So what happened, there was a homeless person. Somebody was passing by and gave that homeless person two burger or something, a bun or something. That homeless guy gave one bun back. "Okay, let's share. You eat one, I'll eat one. दोनों खुश रहते हैं, दोनों भूखे हैं." So that is the kind of empathy and that is kind of kindness this world needs. So this is how, if you have resources, if you're blessed, if you are capable, if you are at that position that you can help others, please do it. Please help others. That is what the kind of people that world needs right now, are a lot of kind and helping people, because this year has brought a tremendous change in everybody's life, in everybody's mindset. So if this is going in a positive way and you're channelizing it in a positive manner, you can do great in life.
Much for that answer. And Vijayalakshmi, please continue.
Definitely, I think Tanvi, thank you so much. You are putting the points very, very beautifully, and I think yes, the world. We never expected there would be a pandemic. Nobody of us never knew until they said it's a lockdown. Until there were a lot of pandemic jokes also on COVID, like, like we used to go crazy, but we never knew there would be a pandemic. And pandemic, I don't know, it affected everyone mentally, physically, and all, but physically or mentally is different, but life it made really hard because 6 7 months of unemployment, a lot of people lost their jobs and all. It was difficult, but like Tanvi said, there was a real video recently. There was a scavenger who was working every day, a lady scavenger who was working every day, and with her salary she gave it to all the poor people. She used to cook food. She has a salary of more 3,000 or 3,500, but to every police who was working on the road, she went and gave tea, coffee, and all by herself, but with her money. She didn't ask them to give 10 rupees or 20 rupees. She gave it for free because she just said one word: it's gratitude. These police people are helping us by keeping everyone inside the house and not letting anyone come out. Me as a scavenger, when I'm able to come out, I should help them in any way. That word moved me. 3,500 salary. She has three daughters, one son, husband in the house, but still she was willing to give it to all the police people, like more than 20 maybe. There may be more than 20 or 30 policemen every day. It might cost her 300 or 200 rupees at least, but she made an effort to go ahead and do it. See, people having resources and we expect them to give, they should have it by themselves. We cannot tell a person, sir or ma'am, please go and give. They should have it from their heart. See, a person who earns 3,500 could give. Why not me is something they should understand by themselves. It's not someone, it's not a jnana, it's not ABCD that we say, guys say ABC and they be like, ABC. That's not the same. If they have resources, they should feel like giving. People don't have resources are doing it. People having a lot of resources, why not? They should give. But then again, I would say I would never really like ask them or motivate. I mean, I would try to motivate at some point, but then it should come directly from their heart. Something that's coming from their heart would be selfless. Something we asking them and they giving just because pooch, they're just asking, let's give, is different. I think it depends, but giving something selflessly is beautiful, and maybe I would really appreciate and encourage that. Thank you.
Truly well said. And because your words, like it's all about the privilege that one have. So well done, well said. I really agree with your words. Our next question is: with changing work environment, do you think a more digital and less physical form of approach to volunteering can be the thing for the future? I'll start with Vijay Lakshmi and then Miss Tanvi will follow.
Okay, so definitely, I would agree because now we never know until when this pandemic is going to be. We never know what the situations might be. Digitally, we now can work from anywhere. Now there is a webinar also. Now we are in a webinar. It's digital. So everything, classes are digital, exams are digital, a lot of things are digital, and we are working in NGOs are working digitally. So I think this is a pathway towards working digitally, and I don't say it's wrong or right. I am nobody to judge, but then yeah, this is a way towards, like, it's going to affect in a very good way if we decide to use it in a right way, because it's completely on a person's decision if she or he or whoever it is wants to take it in a right way, right path. It's on us. So I think yes, digital things which are meant to do physically, we should be doing it. It's on us, like how we have to do it. It's our decision, like I said. Digital, if we can do everything, that's beautiful. Let's do it digitally. But at the end of the day, are we doing the right thing? That's important. When if we are doing that, sure, it's wonderful. It's beautiful.
True words. Now, Ms. Tanvi, share your opinions as well.
I think digitally and physically working will go line to line, parallel, because a lot of poor people, a lot of people who just have a basic necessity phone that cannot help in digitalization, that cannot help in for example, if we have to send money, we have, what if they don't have that monetary facility, what if they don't have that phone, what if they don't have those cards, what if they don't have that internet facility. So that way digitally won't help in any way. The only thing that digital world is helping us is in spreading the word, raising the awareness. For example, if today I post something about donation, so there are people of my own, all the youth, the youngsters, they'll connect with me, they'll send their stuff to me, and eventually deliver it to them. Because there are still people, I'll say it again, those who don't have internet access, don't those who don't have smartphones in remote areas, and we need to actually reach out to them physically. So yeah, the world of digital and physically helping others will go parallelly, will go line to line. There's just a proper balance to be maintained. Yes, the role of social media will definitely increase. That has already increased, as I said, in the pandemic, and will also in future increase, because it has helped a lot in raising the awareness and spreading the word. But I think both the things will go hand by hand.
Thank you so much for answering the question to both of you. And the next question is, what are your opinions on social entrepreneurship and the fact that revenue be generated while working for the society and the needy? So, Tanvi, you can answer this first, and then
All
we can
right.
go to.
Okay. So, my opinion on social entrepreneurship is that, whenever we start, entrepreneurship means to start something new on your own in basic language, right? To it, that means start something that can also help others. Like it's a business for a social cause, in simple words. So I think that social entrepreneurship can be done with people, those who have creativity in mind. For an innovation, you need to be creative. You need to think out of the box. You need to have a skill. Creativity in itself is a skill. And then again, speaking is creativity and working upon it is innovation. That's the difference. Only talking about it, do this, do that, it's not going to help. You actually need to get out of your bed and do it. You have to really just work upon it. You just cannot just talk. Your actions, it's a very old saying, actions are, actions more matter than words. So participating in social entrepreneurship is also something that we should need to realize. Also something that we should need to realize is also includes risks. What if we start a social entrepreneurship, or what if we start a cause, what if we start a business and it does not work? What is going to happen? Should I do it? Should I not do it? What if I waste my money? What if nobody joins in? All these thoughts go ahead line to line with the word social entrepreneurship. But the point that I need to make is, what is the point if you don't take risks? What will happen? You'll go through a loss. There's nothing that you cannot get over. what will happen more to more? You'll fail. You'll be a failure. It's fine. It's part of us. It's part of our life. Maybe you're a failure in one of your projects, and maybe then you can learn and have new experiences from that, and then you can go upon the next project with all the lessons that you have learned from the previous one. So my opinion on social entrepreneurship is definitely we need more entrepreneurs in our country. We definitely need more people who start up their causes and start up their businesses for good cause, and who work for the society and who work for the needy. And there should be people who are ready and willing to take risks. And mostly, you all need to really be very cool with taking the risks, because it is a part of our life. Taking risks, we cannot just be safe. We cannot just be in our comfort zone and a box all our life. We need to, anyone who has been exceptional in their lives, all the celebrities, all the heroes, all the everyone we anyone we talk about, all the industrialists, anybody we talk, lawyers, doctors, they have all done something out of their box, and that is why they reached that position. They've all taken that risk. So what if, why not we can take that risk in helping others, in spreading a good cause that can also be in. So yes, my opinion on social entrepreneurship is very positive, and definitely I would love to encourage everyone to, please, if you have some innovation and some idea in your mind, work upon it, think about it, make a proper plan, and that's it.
Thank you so much for your wonderful answer. And I was truly, I hope it inspired us all. And Vijayalakshmi, can you please answer the
Yeah,
question?
I'm so sorry. There's some network issue.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. So I think social entrepreneurship is not yet growing. It has to grow rapidly, because a part of it. I'm just so sorry. So I think because now after the pandemic situation, we should even realize that there are a lot of sectors where we have to work upon. So ideas might be innovative, might be the same, or working is important and helping them is more important. So I think revenue generation or whatever is uh, a social entrepreneur can raise revenue or can also volunteer. It's not only about revenue, it's also about volunteering, it's also about helping. So I think this idea or this ideology, which has been there, but then implementing it, we have taken a lot of time. But now it's time for us to buck up ourselves, and just start working on it, because this might make a lot of difference. And it would, if we see the multinational companies or something, Deloitte or something, they do a week of like, I don't know what they call that. I just forgot that. They do a week of impact week or something, and then they a week in an year will. I mean, it's good. Nothing is better. Something is better than nothing. But then doing it every month or doing it willingly always, like having a keeping it in our curriculum or keeping it in our daily routine might make a lot of difference. So yeah, so I mean, social entrepreneurship is beautiful. It's a wonderful concept that would help us in different ways. And during this pandemic, of course, it is like a boon for all of us.
Yeah, thank you so much to both of you for answering the question. And next question is, if given a chance,
Our next question is, if given, I'm sorry, my internet had some issues, so I wasn't
no,
able to respond. Sorry, Naman. I'll ask the next question. If given a chance, what social entrepreneurship project will you take up? I'll firstly request Tanvi to answer, and then Vijay Lakshmi can follow.
All right. So for me, so the plastic is something that is really affecting our environment. Not only environment, the animals, the beautiful areas like beaches and mountains and everywhere. So if we can have a very good alternative or substitute for plastic, this is something that our environment can be saved. And this is something I want to work upon. And I'm really planning to join in some teams, and I would like to do my own research in about in what way I can help in this cause. But yeah, this is one cause that I really want to give my attention to.
Yeah, actually, you are very right, because climate change is a real thing and you should really do
I would
something
also
about
like to
it.
tell you, New Zealand has announced a climate emergency. Can you
Oh,
imagine? Yeah. So this is the level we are reaching as a world right now, and this is the requirement of time. So I definitely
of
would like to
of
work
course.
in this section. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I wish you all the best. And Vijay Lakshmi, please share your answer as well.
So there are two but then of course the plastic recycling, because in our country there are tons and tons, and the plastic is a very important issue that we have to be working upon because it is affecting us like with different diseases. Now pandemic hit, coronavirus is scaring us, but then this plastic will once eat us all upon, just like only once it will eat away. So one thing is plastic recycling, which is very important. Like all of us have been like listening to it, don't use plastic, don't use plastic. We have been telling them, say no to plastic, but at the end of the day, don't you all think that we also use plastic at some or the other point? So I think one, plastic recycling. Another one is for the LGBTQ community, all the slum of LGBT community and sex workers. I really want to work with them. Where recently we did a slum project in LGBTQ community where all the sex workers have no work during this pandemic, and we gave them necessities like the monthly goods, like whatever they need. So then I realized they are talented too, they are human too. So to help them by a self-employment thing, establishing a stitching center or establishing a sanitary pad making a place, or something which might help them, a candle making or something, would want to like start one. These are the two things I would definitely want to work on, and one I'm already working on. So yeah, these are the two things. Maybe it's not related to pandemic, but the pandemic hit every one of us, but it hit them too much because in our country or a lot of places we don't accept them equally. And I would like say we speak about equality, and we cannot really just say that okay, in our country we treat them equally too, because that's still there. And we cannot deny the fact that till date we don't treat them equally. When the world says love is love, it's not happening. So I think we should work on that too.
True words, well said.
Thank you to both of you for answering this question. Moving on to the next question. How do you think companies with no CSR policies should contribute to the society? So, Tanvi, you can answer it first, followed by Vijay Lakshmi again. Thank you.
But a lot of us don't know that India was the first country to legally maintain CSR. In 2014, we were the first country to legally mandate it. And what actually in Companies Act, as I easily explain in Hindi, जितना भी company कमा रही है, जितना भी turnover एक company का है, उसकी net average profit से 2% उसको social work या अच्छे work के लिए देना पड़ेगा. This is what actually in basic language CSR is. So those companies who don't have a policy of CSR is corporate social responsibility. Those who don't have this policy should also still work on this cause, because you don't need a policy. You don't need, yes, definitely, these policies and laws are made to make it mandatory for you, definitely. But then you don't need them. You actually have to do it by your own. If I am working a company, or I am, leading a company, I'll definitely make sure that I take a step in a betterment socially, culturally, or economically. So those companies who don't have CSR, who don't have this policy applied to them, should actually work in such a way that, for example, if they are paying their employers, or the employees are paying their employers, they should make it mandatory that some percentage of their salary would go into social work. Or, for example, if there's a leader or a boss of that company or a head of that company, should also say that even from my salary, I am giving this percentage. Let's make a group. Let's make a let's open an account for social cause. It's say we'll pay 1% or 2% or a little, give the little bit so that we can collectively do a social cause. So definitely, if there is no CSR policy in that company, you don't need a policy to work good. You don't need a policy to be kind. You don't need a policy to actually do betterment for the society. That's it.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts on that. Very well said. And Vijayalakshmi, could you please continue? Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know if I have to agree everything with Tanvi, but then yeah, agree that like I said before, we shouldn't it should company core values that they have to be doing. When the companies who don't have a CSR, I think according to me, at least they can work on their employees, like the scavengers or the watchmen or the security. They can actually help them in uplifting. So maybe that's one thing which they can just come forward and work. So I just want to make it very short, because if they want to do, at least some having a core values of the company, they should be working on their employees, and should ensure everyone in their company are well fledged or are having a proper equally like a proper education to the kids. All the kids of the company are having a proper goods or having a proper housing or something that might be helpful, is what I feel. I didn't think much about it or deeply, but then normally, if I think, maybe at least not a CSR going out of the box and doing something, rather they can do it in their own thing.
Of course, employment welfare is also a good thing to do, and it is a form of volunteering. So I agree with your point. So our next question is, what do you feel are some needed amendments in our policy framework relating to industrial setup in rural areas so that they generate economic and social stability? I'll first ask Tanvi about it, and then Vijay Lakshmi can follow.
All right. So the industrial setups in rural areas are really affecting the people of the rural areas, because then there's pollution that comes along with the industry. There's a lot of waste that comes along with industry. And also, uh, it is a very normal saying that the environment is much more cleaner and pure in a rural area, in a village, rather in an urban area or a city. So the thing that uh, needs to be changed, or that amendment that needs to be made, is a pollution check for these industrial setups. See, there needs to be a very proper distance from residential area of rural side and the industrial setup area in the rural side. There should be a proper distance. The waste should not affect their living. The pollution should not affect their living. The pollution should not affect the children, the elderlies. So one amendment that I would like to suggest is the pollution check, and also the timings of industry working in rural areas. For example, if you are a maybe for if with my suggestion should be in shift, that as we say, because then in morning the people in rural area can have their normal lifestyle, normal working, and then in night the industrial people can have their normal life and normal working. So there'll be a proper balance, and that is how these are the two suggestions that I would like to give to maintain an industrial between the two.
Surely,
A proper education and a proper wages, and providing with good water and food or something might be really helpful.
I think I really like this idea. If a industrial setup is happening, you can actually take responsibility of, say 10 girls or 10 people to educate them, to give them employment. So that would really add up to both of them, both of the society.
Yes, definitely.
yeah,
Doesn't make that they don't make efforts, but then when they can do, when an industry when they're earning so much with the people living in the village, why can't they just do their small bit by just giving them free education, or by just giving them good water and good food to live, and proper wages for them to grow? That's more than enough. And that's one,
True, true that.
those are the few things I would add up in the policy if I ever get a chance.
Thank you so much. And the last question for this segment is how do we cultivate the habit of volunteering and social entrepreneurship in schools and colleges? So, Vijayalakshmi, you can go first and followed by Tanvi this time. Thank you.
I would again say it has to come by themselves. It's not like, hey, for the kids, we might show them how beautiful their life is and how other people are and how they can be. We have to enhance them, and it comes by themselves thinking about things. We have to make sure we have to show them a mirror where when people or the teenage say that, oh my God, my life is like hell, I can't take this anymore, because they do this because they don't have a means. I mean, they really don't have a reason to just say that. They are just teenagers, and they're just saying because they think this is life. When we actually show them what life is, when an 18-year-old is saying that my breakup hurts me a lot and I just don't have a better life, when we show a 18-year-old who is striving to study, it makes a difference. So showing them the reality and we leaving the decision to themselves will definitely cultivate a culture of volunteering. And it starts from they feeling that they are in a better place and they can do a lot to ensure others and the colleagues or the people living by can also live a better life like them. And there is when we start up a thing called equality among everyone, this will definitely work. It is not a theory for school. It's not a syllabus that has to be there in a school. It shouldn't be a curriculum or an extra grade points which will be added in our CGPA in degree or intermediate or colleges. It has to come from them. It has to come out from their heart after showing the reality. So in that way, maybe we can cultivate it. It is again, I would say it is not something we push or it is not something we influence. It is something we realize, we feel. So that's one thing.
Yeah, very true. Thank you so much for sharing that thought. And
So when we talk about cultivating these habits in kids, this starts from home. So what schools can do is they can little children being so brand conscious at this point of time. They're like 5 or 6 and they're talking about, Mom, I want Zara shoes. Mom, I want this brand. I want this brand. So if at such a tender age you're making them such brand conscious, do you think they'll have kindness and empathy for others? You really need to teach them to be okay with what you have, to be blessed with what you are getting, and also with that facility to be able to help others. So what schools and colleges can do is organize different activities. They can the trips that go to different water parks and everything can actually be shifted to be taken to orphanages also someday, maybe some old age homes. So maybe they go and realize and see the reality of people and difference of their life and their life and the people those who are living in orphanages and old age homes, and what is the probability of their being upset for not getting a brand and of their being upset of not getting a basic life facility. So there's a huge difference. So you don't have to be, first of all, you have to work on yourself to be cultivated into these things. You don't have to be brand conscious. You just really need to be happy with what you have, the kind of life you have got. Yeah, keep on working on yourself. That is another thing. Work on yourself, build yourself up with your own hard work. That is another thing. But being so conscious about brands, I want this, I want that, be kind enough to others. So it all starts with you. And what the level of schools and colleges can do is organize activities, then organize one day trips to orphanages. They can organize donation drives, they can organize clothes drives. So with these activities, slowly and steadily, the feeling of empathy, the feeling of kindness will definitely rise in a child. And they'll, as they grow up, They have learned these values, they have learned all this in their home, in their school, and they'll definitely bring it on themselves as they grow up, and then individually they'll start working on it. So that's how it goes. Yeah.
Thank you so much to both of you. And moving on,
So
so
guys, obviously maturity is something that we learn through ages and school. Like school is the first home a person go, a student can go, and if they learn new things from them and they learn empathy and humanity from them, then that will be a very good thing. I really agree with your points.
Definitely.
Now that our questionnaire session has ended, there is a fun, interesting activity that we have planned, and that is our rapid fire round. And in that rapid fire round, you guys will have to make quick choices, and you'll have to give your reasons in a few lines. So, are you guys ready for it?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Yes.
yes, so we can have this order. Vijayalakshmi, you can go first, followed by Tanvi in answering the question. Okay, so starting with
Yeah.
Okay.
a founder or a volunteer.
A founder, because a founder is always a volunteer and he can get in a lot of people in. So a founder.
Tanvi,
Same. A
same question.
founder, because I think, yeah, I'll go for founder because a founder leads others. So as you go, others will be motivated by you. The other volunteers will step in with your thinking and your working experience. So yeah, definitely a founder.
Yes.
Okay. So now you'll have to make a choice between a very quick choice between fewer large sponsors or many small ones.
Fewer large sponsors,
Okay.
because I think small sponsors, I mean, I would not say they're small or large, but then maybe large sponsors will create a lot of impact and will also like spread a word across, and things like those coming in will help a lot. So, yeah, fewer large sponsors.
I'll go for
And
many small ones because I think a lot of people, those who want to be a part, are not able to be a large sponsor. And maybe in search of a large sponsor, we actually miss out those small ones.
The next one is NGOs or NPOs.
NGOs, because I think these days NGOs are like coming forward and doing their bit really well and executing it really well. So I think NGOs. No
Even
offense
I'll
to
go
the
for
NPOs though.
even I'll go for NGOs, but because at the end, when we talk about a non-profit organization, and in working also, we do require a profit, a monetary. Even an NGO requires it. So the fact that the people say that I'm not going to take money, not going to take any profit out of it is a very beautiful fact. But the reality is that eventually, even to work in a good field, you need money. So definitely, I'll go for NGO.
Exactly.
okay, great answer. Now, I'll also request all of our attendees to answer in the comment box as well, as they are already doing it. Please join in, you guys as well. And your next choice will be between an innovator or a motivator.
I would say a motivator, because I think a motivation brings a lot of innovation. And even if it's not innovation, it might also give us a lot of things. I mean, a courage to like go forward and innovate or fail and just again do something or follow the routine. But doing something is important. So I'll go with motivation.
Even I'll go with motivator because motivator has a power of handling and also influencing a large mass than the innovator. So definitely motivator.
Last but not the least, groundwork or background work.
Groundwork, because there's no much difference between groundwork and background work, but groundwork is something getting something out of the scratch and doing it and ensuring that it's going well is very important. Execution excellence it is called. So I think execution excellence is very important for anything we do, because at the end of the day, it the work that we do doesn't matter. The thing that happened and the impact we have created matters. So I think groundwork always.
Definitely groundwork would be my choice too because as I said, I want to be a founder and a founder has to be a leader who has to be on ground working. So
Yeah, true.
definitely groundwork
Yeah.
would be the choice.
So thank you both so much for answering, and I hope all of you enjoyed this fun little round. Moving on, Now I request our Vice President, Kashish, to conclude. Sorry, my bad, Kanchan, to conclude the session and share her thoughts on behalf of the entire college and the entire Enactus team. So, Kanchan, over to you.
Thank you, Naman. First of all, I'll take this moment to really thank both the guest speakers for sharing their wonderful and really innovative ideas. Some of them being the CSR accounts, initiating the policy of donations, cloth drives amongst the school children and the college children. Some of the ideas and all the answers were so amazing. I am really sure that all the attendees, got to learn something new, got really got inspired from all the words. And secondly, I'd like to thank you, our co-convener Ritika Chaudhary ma'am, for joining us at such a short notice and being a part of this amazing session. To our president Nikhil Anand as well. This For me, this session was a great success. Personally, I got to learn so many new things. Uh, I personally chose the questions, and I myself, wasn't sure of what could be the answers of these questions, because they were the questions were so, some of them were so tricky, some of them were so innovative in the way of they were mind boggling for a person to answer in a few minutes. But all the answers that were that were given by you were definitely very, very, very inspiring. And before going forward, I saw this one comment in the comment box that what is your opinion on the case of Baba Ka Dhaba? Because as we have seen, it has garnered a lot of news. And it has in some way instilled a way of it has made some people very hesitant, like whether they should be helping such needy people, whether they should be doing their part. What if that things turns out to be something else, and you end up being in the puddle? So I'd really like to know the thoughts of both the guest speakers on the situation. What should be the way out of it? How should, whether people should help, whether people should put it up on the internet, or what is the right way to do it? So Tanvi, you can go
Can I
first.
start? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. The guy who actually went to Baba Dal Dhaba and made a video, and then he went into all that trouble, he actually did not stop helping others. If you Even today, if you see his channel, if you see his page, he has been finding more such small scale workers. He has been going to them. He has been making their videos. He has been uploading it. So the whole lesson to give you out of all this is, do not stop. Do not be hesitant. Even if in your journey of helping others, or in your journey of life, you find people who are not good to you, who are not, who are you have given your 100% to that person, and you have done everything to help that person, and still that person is, not happy with you or is doing wrong to you. That does not mean that you need to stop being a good person, or you need to stop being a kind person. In your life journey, you meet a lot of people who are a mess, who will do wrong to you, who will do good to you are one person who is kind, you are one person who has to help. Do not stop it. Do not stop because that one person has created an issue out of you helping, you taking the money, whatever it is. Your heart knows you're doing it with the right intention. You know you're a kind person, you know you have empathy with that person, you know that your heart wanted to help that person with whatever you had, and you did it. So don't be hesitant. If there is someone who is actually not valuing it, and who is not actually respecting it, let that person is on his own journey. The Baba Ka Dhaba couple is, they're poor illiterate couple, and there have been other rival YouTubers who have been going and influencing them. They are pretty poor and illiterate people who have gone through all this mess. So they have their own life journey. That is their own lesson. That is their own life to learn. We have us, we have our life. our actions are in our hands. We have to do is in our hands. So don't stop being good. Don't stop working. Don't be hesitant because of such incidents. Just keep up the good work. Just keep on going, keep on going, keep on going. Don't look behind and just keep on helping others. That is it.
Agreed. Like Tanvi said, I think we are looking at one thing that is not like that is something against or backfired, but there are a lot of people who are in real need, and we can actually help them. So maybe this might be a rival thing. This might be a play. This might be just something to just show off or for publicity. But then we should understand that that is one couple that is only help. It's up to them. But then there are lakhs, thousands of people who need help, and we should see the bigger picture than the thing that is just into the news, that is just into the news, that is flash news. Because I think our Indian media has become to this extent where they do not focus on what is the bigger picture than this focus on the thing that is like shown off a lot. Like Tanvi said, there is a farmers' protest that's going on. Which national media is just showing it? But then I'm not offending. Like I'm sorry, I'm a Sushant Singh Rajput's fan too. But then they were showing every day Sushant Singh Rajput, Sushant Singh Rajput. But then they didn't show pandemic, migrant workers or LGBTQ community or the orphanages or someone who's really in need. So that's what it is. We let's see the bigger picture than something. Let's not talk about nepotism. Let's not talk about celebrities crushes, celebrity love affairs. Rather, let's speak about the bigger picture that is needful. That's what cultivating something into someone's mind or cultivating into kids is not by showing these, by showing them the reality, and that this is the reality check. So Baba Kadaba, I think even I saw that and I just ignored it because it was not a news for me. It was never a news for me. I just thought, okay, fine, they don't need help. See, there are a lot of people who need help. Let's go ahead and help them. Now, what's the point in discussing about one couple who's not fine or who is world or the people who need? That's it.
Also, in life, you meet so many people. That's not necessary that you'll always meet good people who will value you. That is not going to happen. Just because of that is very important. The fact that that person, Gaurav Deep, I think his name is, he did not stop helping others because that one incident of his was bad. That is the beautiful part. He did not stop being kind. He did not stop being helpful. He's helping other people. That's it. He had one bad experience. He's learned from it and then he's moving forward. That's it. That's how it should be.
You're very well said, ladies. Because the world is filled with great people, and of course, evil should not surpass the good. And with that note, I would like to conclude this session. And thank you so much for joining in. I'll again thank you, our speakers, Vijay Lakshmi and Tanvi, and also all the attendees who they took their time and came here and learned a few things. And I'm really happy that they enjoyed the session. They learned a new thing. They learned a lot of. They got a new knowledge about social entrepreneurship, volunteering, and what else. And I, on the behalf of all of us at Enactus, would like to thank you. And I'll request you to have a great day and keep on volunteering, keep on doing the good work, and stay safe, stay in. Thank you so much.
Thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
for
this
having us.
opportunity. Thank you for having us.
Wrapping up, I'm reminded of a very beautiful thought that I recently read. The biggest problem with us, the biggest hurdle for us, is that we wait for someone else to start. We wait for someone else to be the change, to make a change. So, with this thought, I would like to end this session. Think about it. Think about this thought. Try to be the change. Do not wait for others. Volunteer, be involved. It's the beauty of being a human, that you can give more than what you receive. So that was it for that was it for the session. We hope you had an amazing time and you have an amazing day forward. Thank you so much for being a part.
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you.
us. Thank you.
And this video will be on YouTube.